All right, welcome back. My guys are still in the studio with me, Philip and Dr. Abo. All right, now there's been some kind of, let's say some rigmaroling within the APC and who becomes the vice president in the 2027 election. A lot of things have happened from Gombe to Onanuga statements on the vice president and the body language of also the vice president. The vice president has come out and said the president doesn't have the power to remove even a councillor. In a swift reaction, the media team of the president came out and said that's not what he meant. But the man that made the statement never came out to say that that's not what I meant. They tried to micromanage the stuff. Well, he tried to tone down the whole thing. The former president, Buhari, died. And the president said, hey, guy, go to London and make sure he comes back home in everything. So this is what has happened. But recently, Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, the brother of Dati Baba-Ahmed, came out and said the president should put a stop to all these rumors going out. He should come out and tell us, I'm not going to go with the vice president, I'm going with the vice president in real terms. I mean, he said this is what should happen. Dr. Abo.
Well, basically, you know, the truth is this is all what we've been saying on this show about interest. Now, the interest is dancing. It's glamoring that there is no one house within the office of the presidency of Nigeria, because the number one man has, let me say, a difference with the number two man. And in the body language of the number two man, he has started spilling the rough. Yes. And the messages are being passed through delegations in the Gombe meeting, where a vote of confidence was given on Mr. President for 2027 and no mention of his running team. And this success came in 2023. Why not say the same success for 2027? These are the questions of those interested from the vice president's angle. Now, what Baba-Ahmed Hakeem has been saying is because he was in that team. So it has rubbed off his own interest. I came into the government, I am working in the presidency, courtesy of the office of what? The vice president. And in the office of the vice, if you look critically to his resignation letter, he states there categorically that in my letter, my role have not been given to me. I only bear name, nomenclature. So it is enough to say that if he is saying that I am only on the seat of nomenclature in that office, then what can we say to the role of the vice president? Now, number two, our former president lost his life. May so rest in perfect peace. And an undertaker role was given to the vice president. Undertaker role. Now, if not there was this glitch, I'm sure that role would have been given to the chief of staff. But unfortunately, these are things that misses. And in the wisdom of what happened, it guided that burial, because definitely the vice president understands the rights and moves of what that tradition demands. But at the same time, there are certain information that does not come together. You cannot send the vice president on such an errand.
Is that his prerogative?
No, you can't.
No, is that his prerogative?
No, it's at the presidential prerogative.
Yes.
But it does not tell well. Now, the cabinet is a large cabinet. We have what they call humanitarian and what? Humanitarian affair.
No, he wants people to see the capacity to which the president should be honored. It was all political game. Now, it was not the only one in that delegation. The chief of staff was in that delegation. But to show politically how relevant the vice president is, he said he should head that delegation.
Yes, what you see, if I come in here, what he's saying, the vice president is the next to the president.
Yes.
When the president is not there, the vice president steps in. So it will be proper for the president and the vice president to receive the body of the late president. You have a cabinet that span of 40-something, members of the cabinet, ministers, and all of that, who can go and bring the. Remember, don't forget the word he used. He said a row of what do you call it again?
Undertaker.
Undertaker was.
Why did you mention this?
Undertaker.
So that being said,
yes.
So that's what he's saying. This is for crying out loud. This is the office of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Listen, the office of the Vice President.
The man that passed on was the former president.
No, the office of the Vice President in a presidential system of government does not have anything at all. I can tell you, I'm a student of politics.
We know that. We are agree to that. But, even though there's no specific function
role
of the Vice President,
yes,
where a Vice President is to step into the shoes of the president, you should. That is why for you to be a vice president, you should have the qualification of the president. You must as qualified as the president for you to occupy the office of the vice president.
The president is the chief monarch.
Can I add to that, sir?
Yes.
I want to observe you.
Yes.
When you say the vice president has no role, I doubt.
No, I didn't say it didn't have role.
Because
it has role as bequeathed by the president.
There are exclusive clauses to the office of the vice president.
Like
economic.
No.
Exclusive.
No. That's not exclusive.
Sir, we will. This, I keep telling people that there are certain constitutional stems that has to be interpreted openly for people to understand. Now, let's move away from that. Let's come back to the subject matter.
Yes.
My conviction is the president and the vice president is one office.
Yes.
Now, you want to send your vice president to go there and bring down the corpse of a former president. That's not his job. His job is to receive.
No, as designated by constitution.
No.
If you understand the provision, the office is one office. There's no separation. It's a single office. And when you said the office of the president, the office of the vice president does not have a role of the economy, you need to look at the constitution again. Because if you remember, I take your mind back to 2022, 2023 when they were campaigning. That let me go back to Buhari to be specific. That Osibanjo, because it's well equipped to run the economy, we handle economy, while Buhari will handle security. This was their slogan.
Yes.
So it is drawn from the constitution. I will crave your indulgence to look at it again. It's actually a clause, but we don't follow it in this country. You understand? We don't follow it.
Atiku did it. Obasanjo
did it. Not Atiku. The president can override the vice president. That is true. That's what I'm saying.
No,
it's only Obasanjo that did it.
Let me also help you, sir. Obasanjo wanted to suppress it. Atiku fought for it. That was where another disagreement came in their era. And when books are written, that's why we call for books. They will start unfolding. Obasanjo has unfolded one part. That is where he is calling Atiku economic criminal. Because Atiku fought, he said, no, Mr. President, exclusively, this is my jurisdiction, sir. You cannot unbat me from this jurisdiction. And I will let Nigeria know that this is the jurisdiction. So at this point, Mr. President, you are sending your joint leader to go and do an undertaker job, bring the body down. This is the number 2 man.
This undertaker job is really.
This is the number 2 man. You can't send the number 3 man to do that. The number 3 man, the Senate President, or the number 4 man, the House Speaker. You are sending the number 2 man of Nigeria to go and do an undertaker job and come here. Then the Senate President, the number 3 man, and the number 4 man receives. It's opposite.
So you see, on the issue of Hakeem Ahmed, why he's saying what he's saying. It's really worrisome because in presidential system of government that we have seen in other climes of this world, once they are going for a re-election, it is same team that won the first ticket of nomination that goes all the way. We've seen it in Bill Clinton, we've seen it in Barack Obama, and all of that. The what's this one for Republican? The father is George Bush.
Yes.
It's all the way. And even in Nigeria, we've seen it in Obasanjo, we've seen it in Jonathan and Sambo. It's only in this presidency of the APC, even within the APC. We've seen it in Buhari and Osibanjo. It's only now that we are hearing that it's only when Tinubu gets nomination that he will decide who will run.
Okay, so let me read something from the office of the Vice President. The executive function of the Nigerian Vice President includes participation in all cabinet meetings by statutory and membership of the National Security Council, Federal Executive Council, and a constitutional role of being the chairman of the National Economic Council.
Settle the matter.
God bless you.
You've seen
that
yourself.
clause.
Yeah. That clause gives you the power. You see, where you do not really, what happened in Obasanjo era, Obasanjo actually, allowed Atiku to play the role in the first step. But when he realized, during the privatization of government public property, that Atiku has sold everything to himself. So that is why he decided to say he want to withhold that, function. And that's why Atiku fought back, because having tasted the honey, he wouldn't want it to go. It's not as if Obasanjo didn't want to give it. Obasanjo wholeheartedly give it to him. But he abuses it. And I think that's why other presidents in this country decided to withhold it.
Okay, all right. So let's get back to the nitty-gritty. You see, we are not always writing whatever we do until...
No, it's good to consult books.
Yeah, it's good to consult books and all that.
That's why the books are there for us.
Now we know that there's a constitutional role of the Vice President leading the economic team.
Even in the state, the deputy governor has that role.
That role. But there's a suppression of that role.
It's always suppressed.
From this thing. Now, look at it this way. Now, from 1999, there's been a role from, is it a role? Not role, as in role, with the Vice President and the President having a joint ticket in going to second term.
Yes.
But Tinubu, in his personality and who he is, has not always rolled with the same deputy governor. I mean, from Lagos State, there's always one deputy governor after the other. And I don't know any of the deputy governor that has ever ascended to be a governor. So it's in his either idiosyncrasy or he's stuck in trade in what he does. I'm sure this is what is still happening.
Now,
Yes.
in that aspect,
Yes.
this already tells you that this is a man that has no plan on the table. Because in the progress of movement, once you have a team, continuity is what? The first card of play. So he's not looking at continuing an idea. He's rather looking at playing an idea to the game. That's all about him is politics, not governance. He's not interested in governance.
Okay, all right, Philip, as we wind down, now there were clamors and agitation for the Vice President of this country to be a Muslim, that we couldn't have been running a Muslim ticket. In 1993, it was not an issue, but it has also become an issue. But not being an issue or an issue now is as a result of the fact that nobody cares whether it's Muslim or Christian. The Hausa Fulani man in Sokoto wants to eat and be secure in his house. The Yoruba man in Iseyin wants to be okay. The Igbo man in the southeast wants to be good. But now the rumors, because he still said it, that if you are picking a Christian from the north, put paid to these agitations and let it be clear so that there be a direction. Do you think the president will listen to that?
My colleague said it all. But Tinubu is not known for governance. Tinubu is known for wanting politics. When people say Tinubu is a strategist, it's a political strategist. It's not a is not strategical in governance. That's why you see his government is a complete failure. So, because it's not a strategic in governance, all he thinks about is politics. That is why even he's in power, he thinks as an opposition. Because in opposition, you plan how to unseat the man in power. He's planning to even unseat himself unknowingly. You understand? So, like, you see, that's why he said a key thing in a teamwork is consistency. But he doesn't believe in this. He believes in playing the card. When you play the card, you see gambling. You know, politics is advanced gamble. So he's believing gambling. So let me gamble this vice president and then gamble in another one. So the issue is not whether it's a Christian vice president or it's because it's his nature to gamble. So
the gambling has always worked.
Oh, it hasn't worked for him. So there's no way you are going to convince him that he shouldn't gamble the vice president. In fact, he has done his bit in his government. So be it.
Dr. Abo, in closing.
In closing, I would say that if you look critically in all of this, the game now, second year of governance, is all about politics. So everybody is playing politics. Nobody cares about us. So in our own sense, what do? Let's also do what? Play politics.
In your bourgeoisie life that you live, you think you're among the proletariat?
Well, basically, I even want to coin a new name for me.
Okay.
And put it in the dictionary. Okay. But when that time comes, I'll coin it.
Because I know it to be a bourgeoisie. I don't know it to be.
So that's why I want to click in this for himself. So when he click that in this for himself, he will let you know that this is the new name for myself.
Okay, very interesting guy. All right, so this is still Last Light Postcard on News Inside. We'll be right back.